Let's get more on this now and speak to journalist Don DeBar from CPR News. Don, thanks for joining us. First of all, what do you make of this supposed leak? How realistic does it sound to you?
Well, actually, knowing something about Rand Corporation, that's where the reports credit the memo. It rings very true. Rand Corporation in the 1950s, for example, was contracted to take a look at the emerging political power of minorities in the cities. People were learning as they got concentrated at the ghettos. People actually learned that they could accumulate political power, elect members of Congress and state legislatures and things. And this became a problem for the status quo. So Rand advised them to basically destroy the neighborhoods, scatter the populations to the four corners of the, of the region, and thereby decimate the political power. And urban renewal accomplished that. So as far as it coming from Rand, it's quite credible to me. It's the kind of work that they engage in.
And Don, as far as you understand, does the Rand Corporation still have the ear of the government? Are they still influential?
Yeah, my understanding is they advise the Pentagon to this day, yes.
OK. This kind of advice, though, if it was to turn out to be legitimate, we are trying to contact the organisation now, Rand, to get some kind of response from them. If it turns out to be legitimate, is it the kind of advice you think that Kiev might listen to?
Well, first of all, what's going on the ground does resemble the memo very much. It talks about in the bullet points that first that they should, one of the benefits of a military operation against the people in the East would be that it would decimate the political leadership and it would scatter the political constituency, disorganize it, so there would be no opposition political force. That's the first thing. The second step, the second benefit, it claims, is the destruction of the coal mining industry there, which would eliminate the need for quote-unquote subsidies. In other words, the need to pay the workers and the pensions for the people that are from the coal mines. The third thing is that the destruction of the industry that would result in the East would mean that there would be less demand for Russian oil. I mean, these are the kinds of things that they say are benefits, and then they say, fourth, that they can blame all of this on the intransigence of the East Ukrainian activists. So, this is what my country exports. There was a time in history when the United States exported cars, food, all kinds of manufactured goods, and what they called good old American know-how. And now what they export basically are guidelines for genocide. I'm ashamed.
Now, like I said before, we have to be wary when it comes to leaks. You never know which ones will turn out to be true and which won't. But should this plan of action actually be verified, how significant do you think this leak would become?
Well, it looks to me like a war crime, or perhaps serial war crimes. What is being advocated are war crimes. You're talking about genocide, the enforced removal of the population, directly caused by, with intent by the military operation, and then some sort of group accountability for those that remain being assumed to be the enemy, terrorists and such. That it's criminal on so many levels. If Rand did this, they should be prosecuted, but also the United Nations or the ICC or someone should look into it to see if the United States government had a role in bringing Rand to Ukraine, because if so, they're culpable and there are officials in the U.S. government that should be prosecuted as well.
OK, we're speaking to Don DeBar from CPR News. Thank you.